Virgo, welcome to your weekly reading. Let's get started and see what messages we have for Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising positions for the week ahead, keeping in mind that these are general readings and may not resonate for everyone. So make sure to check out your other placements because you could have messages in those readings as well. And if you're looking for a personal reading, you can find the link for that in the description below, or you can send me an email to set that up. Okay, my friends, let's get started. What is the current energy around the week ahead for Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising? Virgo, what are the major themes Virgo is looking at this week? Okay, oh, love that. Okay, bottom of the deck we see renewal, which is the root chakra card. So something is shifting, something is transforming. And what I can see here through this renewal and these cards that you received is that there is a wisdom that's coming into your heart space. You're starting to see things from a different perspective, and it's opening your heart to something, and it's also bringing in recovery, which is lovely. This is your crown chakra opening up here and showing us a message of recovery. And I feel like you're understanding something when I see that key and wisdom. I feel like you're integrating some knowledge here, and it's bringing in an abundance for you. An abundance of confidence, an abundance of empowerment. Could be an abundance of finances as well, but it almost feels here like you're understanding something on a different level, and it's sort of bringing in a lot of wisdom. It's showing you the key to something. It's bringing in insight for you to understand the key to something maybe that you've been struggling with. Maybe there's been a question on your mind, and it's like you're receiving that wisdom. You're receiving the tools to help you recover or overcome an obstacle or a challenge that you've been facing. And it's leading to a phase of renewal and abundance. And so this is a very positive message if you're in a situation right now that feels like you've got a question, or you've got an obstacle or a challenge that you're facing, and you're looking for a solution. And I feel like you might have even left it open and said, show me, and trusting the wisdom that you're receiving on an emotional level to guide you to the key to solve this or overcome this challenge. And it feels like it's going to shift things for you. This renewal card is one of my favorites because you can see the shift from winter to spring, and it's a very grounded energy that trusts the cycles of things shifting in our time, and to not try to control things or speed them up or slow them down. It's a strong energy of trusting renewal is leading to always endings, leading to new beginnings, always cycles changing. That change is the only constant. And I feel like you've found a key around something to do with that sort of renewal energy. You've incorporated that level of wisdom here. Yeah, look at that. We're seeing, that's almost too many cards. I might put these back. But looking at this, I feel like you have had a moment where you weren't sure what to do about something. Something was challenging you. Seeing the Hierophant and the Six of Wands with the Ten of Swords and the Magician in reverse, that really makes me feel like you have recently had a situation that you weren't sure how to overcome. You weren't sure how to overcome it, and you didn't find the answers in the external world. You didn't find the answers doing things in the same way that you usually did them. I am going to take these cards for you. This feels like these are the ones meant for you. That doing things in the same way that you used to do things didn't bring the solution. Looking in the external world did not bring you the solution. Trying to do things by yourself didn't bring the solution. And trying to manipulate any situation around you also didn't help you. I think the thing that really will guide you in this situation is this idea of trusting divine timing and trusting the idea that when we truly surrender to ask our higher selves what we truly need to know, we receive the answer. Notice the keys in the Hierophant card and the key in recovery. I really feel like, and it's interesting because look, there's a locked chest here on abundance. So that makes me feel like you have found the answer to the problem you were facing, and it came through to you by surrendering, by trusting that the answer would come. I feel like you tried convention, you tried external, you tried doing it on your own, you tried to manipulate things, and nothing was working. And so then you chose to surrender yourself to the process unfolding around you, and that's what brought in the wisdom, or that's what will bring in the wisdom. If you're not quite at this stage of surrender yet, then that's what is needed. This situation needed renewal, and I feel like it was outside of your control. You had to sort of just let the river flow in the direction it was flowing. You couldn't change the direction of the river. You couldn't compel the river to change its mind. You couldn't ask other people to help you change the things that were happening. That wasn't working. And doing things in the same old way wasn't working either. And so this is a very interesting reading for you, Virgo. I feel like you have stumbled upon the key to your success. You have discovered the key towards your renewal and abundance. You found the key. You found the missing piece of the puzzle. You understand now what you need to do, or you will this week. So if you're not quite at that stage of understanding things from a different perspective, by surrendering to this and not trying to control it, I feel like that's how you're going to resolve this. Yeah, look at that. Seeing the Three of Pentacles with the Emperor in reverse says that there may have even been a time where you started to doubt yourself. You may have even started to not trust that you will be able to do this. You are building a new foundation. This is not going to be like anything else that you've overcome in the past. I feel like this requires a new set of keys, a new set of tools, and you're discovering that. You're discovering that. And I feel like you're needing to do things one step at a time. When I see this Knight of Swords in reverse, it's sort of an energy that says don't be impulsive. Don't let your movement be faster than the river. You know what I mean? Let the river flow. You don't have to speed it up or slow it down. I feel like seeing this Knight of Swords in reverse says that if you're impulsive and take an action too quickly, or if you push things ahead of their schedule, that's not going to serve you. You could end up feeling very disappointed, or that you've sort of set yourself back. So yeah, this is really, look at that, Magician in reverse, clarifying the Magician in reverse. So this isn't going to be something that you can sort of find a shortcut for. This is not something that will solve itself if your energy is unfocused. I feel like you have the tools to solve this, but there is no amount of sort of manipulation that will solve this situation. I feel like you have to sort of consciously and mindfully choose to let go of any sort of attachment to the outcome on this situation and just trust. Your trust is the method of surrender here. And it's interesting. I think that emotionally and mentally, you're like, but I have to do something to control this situation. And in fact, I feel like that's exactly the opposite, that right now, the best thing for you to do, the highest good for you, is to allow this to flow and trust that you will be guided to the key that you need to unlock this pathway if there's any blocks. And it's interesting. It really feels to me like this is a situation where if you overthink things, if you start to sort of analyze things too much, you're going to become in a state of a standstill. And you that might be what's happening right now, is that you're realizing that, wait a minute, this is outside of my control. I need to stop overthinking this, and I need to release any sort of attachment to how it goes and just trust that what happens will be what needs to happen. And it's interesting seeing these cards for you. I feel like you really are walking a path of renewal. You're understanding that the old way of doing things, or the way that you're used to doing things, doesn't work in this situation. And that instead of not trusting yourself, you're actually being guided to surrender, and to completely trust yourself, and to trust that all will be well. And I almost feel like you need to to almost correspond with the universe through prayer or through setting intentions, but not being attached to the outcome. You know what I mean? But by sort of surrendering the outcome and just saying, I trust that all will be well. It's interesting. It's interesting, the energy surrounding your reading. Let's see what you need to surrender or surrender to. What will come through for you as a message? Interesting. Okay. Very interesting. As I was saying, the correspondence to the universe, we see surrender to prayer, which is what I was going to say. This idea of corresponding to the universe through setting intentions and prayer. It says here, give yourself over completely to prayer. When you pray from your heart, you will be heard through the universe, and your answers and support will arrive. And that's exactly what this reading is saying, that you're asking for guidance, and that key is coming. And it's a key to your abundance, which is interesting because we also see here the idea of surrendering your belief in scarcity. So trusting that your abundance is there and you have access to it. It's just this idea of surrendering control and maybe fear. We're seeing the idea of surrender fear as well. So this card says here, the universe is asking you to open to the infinite nature of abundance. In this way, you can remove blocks from your life and succeed beyond your wildest dreams. But I feel like you have to surrender to get there, and you may need to let go of the fear. It says here, let go of the fearful stories that you've been telling yourself. That's where we see it here in this Eight of Swords and in this Two of Swords. You know, really letting go of those sort of fearing the outcomes and holding on to attachments. Letting go of fearful stories that you're telling yourself. Stay in the moment, focus on solutions, and celebrate every step forward as you're building this new foundation. Wow, what an interesting reading for you this week, Virgo. Really challenging yourself to release the attachment to the outcome, to surrender to prayer, and to release any sort of feelings of fear or scarcity, as that will sort of block you in your pursuit of the key that you are looking for to open up that wonderful chest of abundance that we see here. What a very interesting reading. I'm going to leave it at that. Thank you so much, Virgo, for being here today. And I hope this has been helpful and resonated for you. I look forward to reading for you again soon, my friends. Take care. Sending you so much love and light.